The South African Broadcasting Corporation, SABC, has cancelled its prime political talk show, Face the Nation, hosted by Clement Manyathela, sparking fresh concerns about possible political interference at the public broadcaster. Manyathela confirmed that the program will not be renewed when its contract expires at the end of the month. The hour-long show, which airs on the SABC News channel at 8 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays, has been widely regarded as one of the broadcaster's flagship political offerings. While the SABC has cited financial constraints and routine programming reviews as the reason for the decision, insiders within the organization have disputed this explanation. Several sources claim the cancellation followed mounting dissatisfaction among senior figures within the African National Congress and government, who allegedly took issues with the show's confrontational interview style. At the center of the controversy is an interview conducted in January with the president's spokesperson, Vincent Magwenya. During exchange, Manyathela pressed Magwenya on why Cyril Ramaphosa has not released the interim report of the Matlanga Commission and why Police Minister Senzo Mchunu had been suspended rather than dismissed. Despite reports that the interview triggered complaints, Magwenya has publicly rejected claims of dissatisfaction and said the SABC was robust as always and as expected, but it was never harsh. I did not complain about my experience, nor did I raise any discomfort with anyone in government or at the SABC. Nevertheless, multiple SABC insiders alleged that pressure from the presidency intensified after the interview with the newly appointed head of news, Deirdre Uren, reportedly playing a decisive role in the show's cancellation. According to one senior source, the decision deviated from standard editorial process and said normally decisions about presenters are made at production level. In this case, it came from the top, adding that the move was presented internally as a budgetary issue despite the show's relatively low production cost. The explanation has raised eyebrows within the broadcaster. Staff members point out that Face the Nation was both popular and cost-effective, with a small production team and strong viewership. At one stage, the SABC had even considered expanding the show's weekly schedule. Political tensions surrounding the program have also come into focus. Minister in the presidency Khumbudzo Ntshavheni, along with senior ANC figures such as Fikile Mbalula and Nomvula Mokonyane, are said to have avoided appearing on the show. However, government spokesperson William Baloyi dismissed suggestions of political interference, stating that neither Ntshavheni, Ramaphosa nor Deputy President Paul Mashatile had appeared on the program and therefore would have had no basis to object to it. The SABC, through spokesperson Moni Ngubane, maintained that the decision forms part of the standard industry practice and said programs are not automatically recommissioned but undergo a comprehensive evaluation process to ensure alignment with strategic objectives and audience needs. Manyathela, who also hosts a popular radio show on 702, said he had been informed of the decision last month. While he acknowledged the official explanation, he did not rule out political influence and said, "I wouldn't be surprised. In the past, there has been pressure from some politicians who didn't like how I held them accountable." Reflecting on his professional relationship with Ntshavheni, Manyathela described it as respectful but distant and said, "My producers are always inviting her to the show, but she always tells them she didn't speak to me. That's not a secret. She hasn't agreed to be on my show since my interview with the president in 2024. As questions mount over editorial independence at the SABC, the cancellation of Face the Nation is likely to intensify scrutiny over the broadcaster's relationship with political power and the space available for robust public accountability in South Africa's media landscape. Vincent Magwenya also responded to the Sunday Times publication about the cancellation of Face the Nation and said, "This is a complete lie. There was no political pressure on the SABC to cancel the show. At the real Clement and SABC must come out and communicate the real reason for the cancellation of the show." Clement Manyathela also responded to Vincent Magwenya's tweet, and he was very dissatisfied about what Vincent Magwenya wrote. answered at spokesperson RSA, "You are saying I must communicate the real reason as if I'm the one that took the decision. The reason we were given by management is that despite the show being one of their prominent shows and their flagship show, they can't afford it anymore." Manyathela reflected with pride on the show following news of its cancellation, writing on the X app, "I remain incredibly proud of the work we did on Face the Nation." A former head of news told us just a year after we launched that the show delivered viewership numbers the SABC hadn't seen in that time slot in 4 years. "We held those in power accountable and asked the tough questions, even when it was uncomfortable. That work continues."
Over-fixated over just one person, as much as one appreciates the urgency of action and the president being seen to be acting. He is acting now, as we've published all those names.
He's acting against other people, just not his political comrades.
Well, it's not a case of Minister Mchunu is being defended or protected.
Well, the president has a tendency to protect his comrades.
There's no protection.
Can I give you examples?
There's no protection.
Can I give you examples?
No, don't worry about examples. In this particular case, there's no evidence of the president protecting Minister Mchunu in any way whatsoever.
Zweli Mkhize was accused. There was overwhelming evidence against him with Digital Vibes. The president didn't act against him.
He's still a minister.
He resigned. And that's the point I'm making. The frustration South Africans had is the president said, with overwhelming evidence against Zweli Mkhize, he didn't act. In fact, he waits for Zweli Mkhize to resign. That is not decisive action. Decisive action is, I'm revolted with your behavior, and I see what the evidence is, and I can't have you in my cabinet. So is that going to be the case also with Senzo Mchunu, where the president then says, let me wait for him to resign? That is not decisive action. David Mahlobo, I've used this example to you before. David Mahlobo was found wanting by the task team the president appointed at State Security Agency. What did the president do? He gives him a job in his cabinet. Arthur Fraser is another one. I can go on and on. Arthur Fraser was found wanting. He did wrong things at the State Security Agency. Did the president take action against him? No, he didn't. He gives him a job as Correctional Services Commissioner. The point I'm making is we've seen this tendency before where politicians, and the president in particular, protects his comrades. He is not decisive. And hence now the frustration is, if really the president is concerned about what has been revealed in as far as the behavior of Senzo Mchunu, why would he want to wait for the commission to finish its work?
Yeah, no, I think, Clement, your definition of protecting will be different from mine. There was no protection of former Minister Zweli Mkhize. You were not privy to conversations that may have led to...
What's your take on this one, people? Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more news.